a computer at home, and that system needs to be updated every year, or the Excel spreadsheets get lost on a hard drive, or you don't know where they are, you printed it out in a file, and somebody says, where's my RP5, and it's a whole little bit of a difficult scenario to find it and have everything organized, especially when there are other pressing business matters. So there's a South African service that was developed that's really quite accomplished. It's called PaySpace. And it's a cloud service. You basically register your company with PaySpace, and you then enter all your employees, and it can manage everything. It can manage if they're getting medical aid or endowments or retirement annuities or all their tax requirements. It manages their leave, and it distributes their pay slips to them on a monthly basis. Now, the beauty of this is that everything is in a browser, just like the internet banking.
Yeah.
So at the end of the year, when the tax tables get updated, you don't have to do anything. It's all updated for you, and you just carry on using the system. Your bi-monthly IRP review or recon, it's all done automatically. You just push a button and it generates a form that you can then submit to SARS. So all that admin that could have taken days, etc., is all automated by this cloud system that really reduces a lot of stress and time off a business owner or some of the other managers in the business, and it keeps everything organized.
Okay, that's
one example.
Yes.
Should I give you another example?
Yes, that sounds absolutely. Okay. I mean, it will save you, as you said, lots of time.
So much time,
and also will allow you to perhaps concentrate on other aspects of the business, because some of us are not perhaps so au fait with the administrative part of the business. It's not something that we enjoy doing. So you have this kind of system that you can utilize for that,
and you really
as you explained, PaySpace. Yeah.
Well, in the indication of cost, look, I'm not affiliated to PaySpace in any way, but I do support the entrepreneurial initiative businesses in South Africa that are really trying to make people's lives better, and I find PaySpace is one of them. Now, the cost, I think there's no monthly cost. I think it starts at about 15 Rand per pay slip. So if you have 10 employees that you're going to distribute a pay slip to, it'll cost you 150 Rand. But for the amount of work that it's doing for you, it's worth 10 times that.
Yeah.
That's what people need to realize, that 150 Rand really is not a lot of money for the amount of organizing and filing and backing up and making sure everything's correct and stored in one place and easy to access. It's worth a lot.
Yeah, indeed. George, before you continue, we'll just go for a short ad break. This is the final show on Radio 786. It's the IT show. We're chatting to George Golding and looking, of course, this afternoon at technological services that reduce red tape in business. Very interesting this afternoon. He introduced us to PaySpace, interesting system there for your business as well. Seeing to a lot of HR and cloud payroll. That's a South African developed cloud payroll and HR management system, and as is mentioned, it costs 15 Rand per payslip, and really looking at perhaps the money that your business generate compared to what this will cost you. We'll continue our chat to George right after this. Stay tuned.
FYI, the show that increases your personal, business and spiritual wealth. Uplifting the community to empower all. FYI, for your information.
It's the FYI show in the IT show with George Golding. He's the Managing Director of Euphoria Telecoms, and he's joining us in the IT show this afternoon, looking at technological services that reduce red tape in business. He, of course, introduced us to PaySpace. That's www.payspace.co.za, and it's a South African developed cloud payroll and HR management system that will basically cost you 15 Rand per payslip. George, thank you for that, and I'm sure you have some other systems as well that you'd like to introduce us to.
The other areas I see businesses how can I say, where they struggle from an admin point of view is debtor management. So invoicing and receiving the cash against the invoice. That's actually one of the main reasons businesses fail, is because of their debtors book gets too big. So, having a system that you can invoice from whether it's your computer or your iPhone or your Android phone, if you're on site or in your office, and knowing at all times who owes you money, who's paid you the money, and where your debtors book stands, is very, very powerful for a company. Instead of, potentially you might be doing invoices, out of a book or out of an on-site system that's installed on a computer. It's very limiting. Something can go wrong with that computer. You can only invoice from one place. But when you use a data system that is based in your browser or in the cloud, you can invoice from anywhere at any time, and more than one person can do it, and everything's trackable. So systems, and I strongly suggest doing that. It puts you as a business owner in the pound seat, so you know where your problems are, who are good customers, pick up track records, trends, payment trends, and it can save your business a lot of time, and it can save your cash flow as well. So a couple of systems I would mention are, there's a system called Xero, which is Xero, which is a very, very good and neat accounting and data system. That's Xero.com. There's another one, freshbooks.co.za. And there's the local one is Pastel. Pastel have a version online, but I'll be honest, I'm not a fan. It's not as intuitive and automated that some of the other ones I've mentioned are. They're more mature. That's just my opinion. But I strongly suggest moving to a cloud-based data system as a small business. And then the last area I'm going to bring up is, of course, your risk management. So you might be doing a project, or you've got a new customer, etc., and you've got an invoice out there, and maybe they paid 50% up front, and at the end of the project's done, you've spent all your expenses, and now they're not paying. So you are sitting out of pocket, and you've got a problem. What to do in that scenario? There's a local system called Accountability. It's been going for many years. You do have to go through some tests yourself, ensure that you don't have any credit issues against your own business. But if you come up clean, you get to sign up, and it gives you the power as if you were TransUnion. So you can blacklist people. You have to follow the proper structures, but it's a low-cost way to ensure that you hold people accountable to what they've agreed to. And it removes problem payments by like 95%, which is fantastic, because sending a lawyer's letter these days doesn't seem to achieve much. You need to actually be able to implement something, such as blacklist a business or an individual before you might get some action out of them. And giving that power to a business it can also be a big step forward from managing customers who don't pay. And have agreed to pay, obviously.
Okay, so technology is really making all these nitty-gritty things that we have to see to in our business very, very convenient, and as you've also mentioned, at the tip of our fingertips. With our even accessibility that we'll have through our cell phones to our businesses, and those are important aspects of our businesses. Our accounts, our payrolls, and risk management that you've also now spoken about, and there are all these systems available that will really make life so much more easy, and also that you have more control with those important aspects of the business is concerned. And also
control is the key word there.
Yeah, and also we, you then don't have so much money to spend because you won't have that much staff because you have all these programs. Is that the right mindset? Is that the right thoughts that I'm having?
I would say you would need less admin people. Yes, so you won't need 5 project managers. You might need 2, just in case the one's sick. But yeah, it does. It makes everything far more efficient. Yeah. And it empowers you from a customer service point of view, because when everything's organized and when your customer phones in for questions, you can answer them because all the information is at your fingertips and you can see where things are.
Yeah. So, George, what are the possible hiccups that you could have if you have this kind of system?
So repeat that.
What are the possible hiccups or possible problems that you could pick up with these systems are concerned? Are there any?
I use not all of them. Our business uses PaySpace as well as accountability, and we have not had any problems yet. It is important if you're using a cloud service provider to evaluate the business behind the brand to make sure that, because obviously I would say the biggest risk is what happens if we come to work tomorrow and PaySpace is gone. It's highly unlikely. It's a hugely established company, but maybe you're signing up for a different service. It's very important to not just trust what's on the website and actually do some investigation behind it, phone some of their customers to see how reputable they are. I would say that's probably your biggest risk with a cloud provider, is that if they don't survive, that part of your business will be gone as well, and you need to replace it, which could put you in a difficult position.
Yeah. So is it important for you to be proactive in ensuring that things are always going okay and checking your systems and all of that?
Yeah, well, that's the benefit of using a reputable cloud provider, because if they are not just looking after you, they're looking after thousands potentially of customers using that system. And if they go down or are unavailable, that's their business at risk. Their business, they're not just looking after, they're not backing it up for themselves. They're backing it up for everybody. So it's far more critical, and it's far more likely that they've got high-end experts knowing what they're doing and doing it properly, because their business depends on it.
Yeah. So how can our small businesses then acquire these services? Do you just go to the websites? You
go to the website and you literally send an inquiry or give them a call and speak to their salespeople and ask questions and find your answers. But it's definitely something I urge people to investigate at least, because it does make your life better as a business owner. I can vouch for that.
Yeah. So if you interact with these people, would you then tell them what your needs are and ask them whether they can meet those needs that you have?
Correct.
All right. Okay, wonderful. George, thank you very much for this afternoon's information. Much appreciated. Do go well, and we'll chat again. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Sinead.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that George Golding just chatting to us about real practical business services that can assist in running businesses, and he's the managing director of Euphoria Telecoms. And this afternoon he's introduced us to www.payspace.co.za. It's a South African developed cloud payroll and HR management system, and in his research he said it costs you 15 Rand per payslip, and a wonderful program that will assist you with your admin and things that would be on the tips of your finger that you can do wherever you are, perhaps in the country. And then also there's the www.accountability.co.za, and this is a cloud-based debtors risk management service that allows access to full credit check reports, blacklisting and debt collecting for a fraction of the traditional costs. Very interesting. Thank you so much to George once again, and we'll hopefully be chatting to him next week again in the IT show. This is the FYI show on Radio 786 100.4 FM. Stay tuned.